So imagine this. In a sunny day, you just lay down your picnic blanket in the park, ready to dig in. But some random guy next to you, looking way too serious, started pulling Lego bread, Lego cake, Lego drinks, and even Lego forks out of a Lego picnic basket. What would you even do? Hey guys, welcome back to Nuts Creations. Today, I'm sharing my summer Lego MOC project, a large-scale Lego picnic set. This build was another collaboration with LEGO social media channel, and today I'm giving you the full story, the behind-the-scenes process, some building tips, and of course, all the funny stuff that happened when I took it outside for filming. So let's talk about it. Right after that Sunset Racer project, the creative team came to me with a new idea. This summer, how about LEGO meets picnic basket? Something that feels perfectly seasonal and, well, just a little unexpected. Honestly, my first reaction was, uh-oh. First, I have never actually used a picnic basket in real life. Second, even if you build the most perfect LEGO basket in the world, without anything else, it's still just a boring basket. So besides building the basket itself, I have to figure out exactly what food and tableware to include, and having its own little story. Just like every MOC I make, my first stop was Pinterest. And sure enough, I found tons of beautiful picnic scenes. By the end of the research, a whole summer picnic scene was playing in my head, just waiting to be built in LEGO. I've mentioned in my previous video that about 80% of my builds are done completely by hand. But for something with a regular structure and no moving parts, software is actually the better choice. So this time, I had Studio open on my computer for the digital build, and also hand building the physical model on my desk at the same time. At first, I thought I would use these 1x2 curved slopes to mimic the woven texture, until I tried it and realized the scale was way too big. And that's when it clicked. The 1x2 rounded plates, stack them up layer by layer, and suddenly they just look like those woven baskets. And they even let me get those nice rounded corners on the basket. The best part? I happen to have a massive stash of Dark Tan ones from tearing down the LEGO Colosseum. So I thought, great, I don't have to order any more parts. Yeah, you can guess how they went. I still went out and had to buy more. Along with the main Dark Tan color, I mixed in some light tan and medium nougats to mimic that worn, slightly faded look. Once the design and the parts were set, it just kind of turned it into a simple brick stacking marathon. The one thing you really have to watch out for is this kind of interlocking stack. If you make a mistake, pulling it apart, it's a nightmare. You take off one section, and suddenly half the basket is in pieces. Might as well just start over. Once the main structure of the basket was done, I didn't rush into finishing it. Instead, I started making the other accessories. Why? If you finish the basket first and then realize your accessories are way too big or way too small, yeah, that could be awkward. The first thing I locked in was the picnic blanket base. I used the 32x32 standard base plate, the same kind you see in a lot of large modular buildings. It's a bit soft, unlike these kind of sturdier 16x16 plates. But for this one, it's good enough. When LEGO's IG posted the video, a bunch of people commented, "Wait, there is a brown base plate?" I was like, yeah, I just grabbed it from my library. Then I looked it up. Turns out this reddish brown plate came from the detective office module set I bought over like 10 years ago. And it's only ever been released once. The other brown base plates, that one is from 1978. Then I strapped some of the accessories on the basket lid, jars, cutleries, and this big 10x10 dish plate. Finding that dish plate was a headache. I eventually paid 60 Canadian dollars on a retired Disney princess set just to get it. I can only imagine what the seller thought a grown man showed up to buy it. He's not getting this for himself, right? Next up, the real stars of this build, the food and tableware. For tableware, I went with a tea set, a cutting board, and a glass bottle of juice. Basically, picnic essentials. The teapot was the tricky one. LEGO cylinders usually come in fixed size, 2x2, 4x4, 6x6, and a few years ago they added a 3x3, which finally filled the gap between 2 and 4. But sometimes you want a size that's still right in between, and that's where you have to get creative. I ended up using this brand new part from this year, which is kind of a variation of this one. It's smaller and just the right size for the teapot, and it let me pack in a lot more details. The glass juice bottle was built with a 4x2 transparent half cylinder for the outside, and the inside I stacked a 3x3 cylinder with a tile to fill it up with orange juice. And suddenly, I want a glass of that. For the food, aside from a few fruits and snacks, I focus mainly on the bakeries. We've got a sliced cake and all kind of other cakes. And these was my favorites, using LEGO gears to stand for cookies. Technique-wise, all of these are pretty simple builds, but they really test your color choices and attention to details. Finally, we added some breads and it's pretty much done. If you've seen my other projects, you would know I usually shoot everything indoor, where the lighting is fully under control. But this time, since it was a picnic theme, I decided to take the MOC outside for a long overdue filming adventure. In my head, the plan was simple. The build wasn't that big, so a couple quick shoots, then I'll be done. But in reality, I ended up making 4 separate trips. So trip 1, golden hour in the late afternoon, perfect sunset. Except I wasn't fully prepared, and the light shifted so fast. Trip 2, the forecast said cloudy afternoon, but I really want that shadow of sunlight through the trees. I rushed out early, but the sunlight was so strong, and the footage were either too bright or too dark. Another fail. Trip 3, perfect weather, perfect light, everything set up, hit the camera, and no memory card. Trip 4, finally, after all that, I got the footage you are seeing now. And each time took over an hour. Well, except the no memory card day, that one wrapped up real quick. Luckily, the park wasn't crowded. Because, let's be honest, a middle-aged man playing picnic game with LEGO in public? That's so weird. Outdoor shooting comes with all kind of uncontrollable factors. Lights, weather, wind direction. You have to plan for everything. I'm actually already putting together a video on 3 different ways to photograph LEGO, including a section on outdoor shooting tips. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. Alright, let's wrap on this LEGO project. This build was tougher than I expected. I spent a lot of time testing structures and color combos before landing on what you see here. With display builds like this, it's less about the size and more about refinement and details. If you're into these kind of big-scale everyday object MOCs, drop a comment and tell me what you'd like to see next. And again, if you enjoy my LEGO MOCs, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya!